Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome to our first look at Ars Magica. Now this mod is a magic mod, and as you know I love magic mods. We've looked at Foundcraft and a few other ones, and Ars Magica seems to kind of fit in perfectly. So I thought I would check it out and show you guys what it's all about. Now this one is made by a guy called Mithian, and you can go to his feed and you can download it directly from there, and I will put it in the description bar below, so you guys can go and all check it out and see what it's all about. So, like any other magic mod, the first thing you're going to want to do when you start is to create yourself some sort of table, as they all seem to start that way, and this starts no differently. Now you will notice when you actually go onto your main player screen, you are going to have a mana section. Yes, this does run off mana, and it is extremely vital, and you will find out why. But the first thing you're going to want to create is a Arcane empowerment table. Now if we take one of these, and I'll show you the recipe for it, it's very simple, just some regular wood, some iron, and some rune Vestis. Now, there are a few things that are added in this. Actually, there's quite a few items that are included in this now, so there's a lot going on. But you're going to want to make some rune Vestis, and to do this, you just need some cobblestone, gives you 2. So, very simple, very cheap, but you're going to be using tons of them, so get used to that recipe. Now, if we pop this down, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to notice this very nice UI here. And this, if we just click in the middle here, pow, is going to make us a level 1 mage with mage in training. So now you can see if I go back here, I actually have some mana. So I have 101 mana at my disposal, and mana plays a humongous role in this mod. So we're going to use mana for crafting and using spells, and certain spells will require a lot of mana. So to make sure you have enough mana for your spells, you're going to want to go and get yourself some regular levels. Now if I pop myself into creative mode, we're just going to go find some things to kill, and we'll take their mana. So we'll get these pigs here. Sorry, Mr. Pickerton, take your mana. And you guys over here are looking quite mana-ish, so I'm going to take all your mana as well. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Give me your mana. Thank you very much. Okay, right, so we are now level 1, and that goes for Minecraft levels, so you can tell easily by looking at your regular level section down the bottom. If I go out of creative mode, you're going to see that I am level 1 down the bottom, and this means that we can now level up, because the required level to level up in the Arcane Empowerment is level 1, which corresponds to your Minecraft level, and you can see that this has now gone blue instead of red. So clicking on it, pow, we're now level 2, and this gives us 109 mana instead of the 101 that we originally had. So every time you level up, you'll get more mana, and that is a crucial part to using and becoming a great wizard. Now, okay, right, so we've made this, we've leveled up, we are a mage, we're getting there, you know? But there's one more thing we need to make so we can get ourselves on the road to being one cool wizard. And to do this, we're going to need ourselves a inscription table, one of these bad boys. There we go. To make one of these, very simple again, some wood, a torch, feather, and a spell parchment. Once again, get used to the spell parchment recipe, you're going to be using tons of it, which is simple paper and sticks. So very nice, very easy once again, but like I say, you're going to be using tons of them. Now how this works is we're going to pop it down here, and we get a really nice looking table. You can see, as far as Minecraft goes, and I'm using regular texture, that's pretty cool. So if we click on it, you get a very nice UI like this. And how this works is I will explain to you very soon. But to get started, you're going to realise that we have some known spells. So when you first make it, you do have some spells that you already know. We know Arcane Bolt, Firebolt, Growth, Dig, Mark, Energy. What's that one? That is Sense Energy. Ooh. And Recall. Very nice. Now, using this table doesn't really take much to get used to, but it does mean you're going to have to get very used to making your runes again. So if we wanted to make Arcane Bolt, all we do is click on it, and it will tell us in here what we need. So the first thing you need is one of these runes down here, which to me looks like a Blackie rune, and we need another parchment paper. So let's grab some of these bits, shall we? So let's grab a parchment paper. We just need some regular parchment paper, spell parchment paper, there we go. And if we look at runes, you're going to see that there's a lot of different types of runes. The rune Vestis is the one that you'll first create, which is made from your regular cobblestone. Then all the rest of these runes are made by adding a certain dye to it. So we've got rose red, obviously for yellow, we're going to use dandelion yellow. Regular, we're going to use ink sac, as it's black, so you know it makes sense. And bone meal for white, and vice versa for all the rest of them. So we're going to take a black rune, which I believe is the right colour for what we're meant to be making here. And it's good to note as well that if you do actually guess the right amount of runes in here with a spell parchment down here, it will allow you to craft it if you don't actually know the spell, which is cool. You could sit there for a very long time with all your runes, just changing them around, trying to make different spells. But to be honest, I really kind of wouldn't advise that because it could take ages. Now, putting this in here will give us Arcane Bolt. As I said, it was right, we needed Arcane Bolt. There we go. If I take it out, you can see the black one there. We'll pop it in and it gives us Arcane Bolt. If we take this and pop it down here, we can now actually use this spell, which is cool beans. Hovering over it, you can see fire a bolt of raw energy power. Now, each spell has 3 different types of uses. We have diminished, normal and augmented. As you can guess, each one has a better effect to it. Does more power, more things. Diminished will take 1.25 mana, normal 20 mana, and augmented 190 mana. So you can see straight away we can't even touch augmented. We're nowhere near the amount of mana required for that. But you know, it doesn't take that long and we'll soon get used to it. So if you check my actual mana ball down in the middle next to my food and hearts, you'll see that I'm level 2, and that ball itself is actually a representation of the amount of mana that you have. So as we use spells like so, you can see that over time the mana bar will go down. And we're currently on 105. The mana that you have will actually regenerate over time as well, so there's no real kind of problem with that. You can see that shooting regular arcane bolts doesn't really do much. We can keep firing away like that. Oh, we hear sheep. You can see my bar at the bottom is going down a little bit, but not much. And if we just stop, you'll see that the mana will rejuvenate by itself. Let's give it a second. There we go. It's taking its time. Now, by pushing the G key, or the F key, depending on which one it is, oh no, C key even, that's the one it's going to be, depending on your binding, you can see that it will change the actual little picture. So the down arrow means normal, which is the regular, diminished even, 1.25 mana diminished for the regular arrow pointing down. Now, normal will be the little circular blob like that, and you can see if we use this, we're going to use up a lot more mana, but we will use a lot more power and we'll end up killing the sheeps a lot easier. So there you go. Obviously, once you're a higher up mage and you've got a lot more mana, you can always stick to just using diminished, or if you're really good, you can carry on using all of the augmented powers, which are very cool. And these type of augmented powers can sometimes add in different effects as well, so you can get like dot per tick type effects on different spells, which is always good, always good. So what happens when you run out of mana? Well, as we said, mana does go up slowly, very slowly, but you can make mana potions, which is quite nice. So you craft these like you normally would any other potion. You can see here we have greater ones, we have epic mana potions, average mana potions, we have splash mana potions, which is quite nice. And if I click on R to show you them, we brew them. So you'd use for this, obviously you'd use your mana potions, and you'd use glowstone dust, giving you greater mana potions. You will notice on some of these you do need different types of things. For one, we need purified Vintium. Now, Vintium is actually a Vintium dust, which you find from Vintium ore, and Vintium ore is one of the new world source blocks that you'll find in this, a new ore that's available for yourself to grab. If we go to the ore section down here, you'll see that we have all the regular ores: gold, iron, coal, lapis, diamond, redstone, emerald, and Vintium. And you'll need a lot of Vintium, so get digging. If we go back and grab ourselves a mana potion. So which one should we take? We'll take greater. There we go. I like greater. Have a little drink, and you'll see automatically our mana jumps straight back up. We're going to shoot our spell away a little bit more and have another little drink. Kapow. And there we go, straight back up to 109 mana. So the first thing you're going to want to be doing when you start playing this is going around and grabbing as many levels as you possibly can. That is kind of your best bet, and that way you can level up and become a powerful mage straight away. But that's only the beginning. That's the first type of things you're actually going to be doing. Obviously you're going to learn more spells, and you're going to make your way around doing all this sort of stuff. Now you might be asking yourself, how do you learn new spells? You can't exactly sit there constantly trying to find out new rune patterns. And no, you can't, because, well, you can, but that would take some time. So, new runes, new spells. So the way you're going to do this is with the Ars Magica mod. It doesn't just implement the magic side of things and the one block world placement, or the new ore block, you actually find it will spawn in new types of structures, and this is one of them here. So I'm going to go into creative mode and we can check it out. So we've got this guy over here, we have, you can see another one over there, and that really cool looking one in the distance, and there is actually kind of like a boss one that you'll get additional parts from eventually as well. But I would say that's probably not a good idea fighting him just yet. He is pretty hard. So let's go up here and I'll show you what's inside these buildings. So generally you're not going to find any enemies in here unless you find a boss one, which eventually you will want to go and actually do, because he gives you something pretty cool, which we'll get to eventually. If you didn't notice, we couldn't actually go ahead and use the augmented part, and that's not because I haven't got enough mana, that's purely because we haven't learned it yet. So there we go. Now when you get to the top of these really cool looking towers, you will find these little boxes here. Now if you go in them, you're going to find some cool items. So we got some Arcane compound, which we will go into later, but you also find these, and these are the main reason you're going to go looking for all these cool world gens, is we're going to look for these, and these are scrolls, learning scrolls. Now if we right click on this one, it will see at the bottom you have learned the recipe for lightning storm. Cool beans. Now we'll take this with us and make our way back to where all our stuff is, and I'll show you what this has done. Okay, so we're back. Now if we take a look inside here, we're going to see that we can now craft ourselves lightning storm, which is cool. So the main thing you're going to want to do is make your way around the world looking for these really cool spawn structures, making your way through them, making sure there's no bosses in there because you'll be nowhere near ready to take him on yet, and grabbing as many spells as possible, learning them and making them. You can see if we click on this one, we need far more runes than the first one, so this could be quite an advanced item, and once you've learned it, you'll figure that out, because firstly it needs a lot of runes, so you can kind of tell it's pretty advanced. Secondly, I can guarantee that you'll probably need a lot more mana to actually use this than I currently have. So there you go, you want to start with all of the regular ones and kind of make your way up. Be wary though, because there are new mobs in this, and new mobs are quite hard. You get rogue wizards and lots of other weird fellas that will come and try and kill you, so make sure you don't go aggro in any of those too early. It can be quite difficult. Alright guys, well that is this first look at Ars Magica. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, you can go download it now. I will put the link in the description bar below, and let me know what you think of the mod. It's pretty cool, I like it. You know, I'm a wizard, so why wouldn't I like it, right? I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.